Hey y'all, she was 7. Okay, so I made a video about submission, but the video quality was very poor because something was wrong with my computer at the time. Hopefully it's fixed, so I'm just going to redo it, okay? I was talking about how women are supposed to submit to their husbands or to their spouse. Um, and by submit, I don't mean do whatever they say to do or be a doormat by any means. Submit actually means trust. When you can trust someone with your life, with your finances, with your heart, you will feel comfortable and at ease to sit back and let them, go ahead and be in charge of that situation, okay? It doesn't mean that you are a slave or have to do whatever this person says, because God knows that no one in their right mind is going to submit to be someone's slave. Okay, so a good example of natural submission would be the submission that a woman and a child would have. A child will submit to the mother because the child trusts that the mother has their best interest in mind and can take care of them and can, help them if they need help or tell them when they're doing wrong and teach them, right? They look up to their parent. Their parent is someone who they want to be like, who they trust, who they will put their life in the hands of, okay? So when a woman submits to a man, it's similar, okay? When a woman can fully trust a man that he will handle his business, at work and be able to support the household, bring home, groceries for her to cook, bring home, money to pay the bills, and where she doesn't have to worry, where she can be relaxed and say, okay, well, he has this handled. I don't really have to tell him anything about, the bills or problems that need to be solved. That he's already got that. So I don't have to play the mother role with him. Okay, that's natural submission. Okay, natural submission is, okay, my husband's out working all day. He has me home, raising the kids. I don't have to go to work. So, I'm here. I might as well cook a good meal for my children and my husband who goes out and works for me all day so I don't have to. I might as well wash this one load of laundry because I don't have to go to someone's job for 40 hours a week and slave away and stick my kids in daycare and then come home, rush home to try to cook and do homework and get them ready for their bath and bed and then be stressed out and have no time for my husband. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take care of my house that I sit at all day, okay? And then when I'm done with my little housely chores, I'm going out to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to Starbucks. I'm going to, to go walk around the mall. I'm going to go do what I am privileged to do because my husband is a real man and he can hold it down. And he is someone that is easy to naturally submit to, okay? So when I mean natural submission, I mean where you can take a deep breath, when you can exhale. Y'all remember that movie, Waiting to Exhale? Okay, they were waiting to find someone and they can just do this with. Okay, And a lot of women will not submit anymore because they lost trust. And a submission has to do with trust, okay? Trust that you can handle this. Trust that I don't have to worry. Trust that I, won't be made a fool of. Okay, trust has a lot to do with submission. That's why kids submit to their parents. If you ever seen a bad kid that don't listen to their parents or anything, maybe their parents don't have, that trust that the kid feels safe with. Maybe that parent leaves that kid everywhere and with anyone, and the kid's rebelling. It's natural submission is trust. So like a lot of women who are equal rights and a lot of feminist groups will say, "Oh, don't ever submit to a man." It's not. It's actually, if you trust someone, you submit to them. You submit to your friend if you trust them. You submit to your mother. You submit to your sister or brother if you trust them. If they say, "Oh, okay, I'm going to take care of that," you don't ask them 1,000 questions and processes of how they're going to do that. You just say, "Okay," because you believe them and you submit to their authority in that action that they're saying that they're going to complete. Okay. Now, a woman that won't submit to her husband will ask him 1,000 questions about something that he's supposed to be in charge of. Okay. Like if two people are working in the household and things are hectic and there's little time, and the man is supposed to pay the light bill or something, the woman is going to be, "Did you pay the light bill? Or how much was it? And was it behind from last month? And did you pay it on time? And did you pay it by email? Did you send it in the mail? Because I don't want it to be late because that's bad on my credit because the bill's in my name." There's going to be 1,000 questions, and she's going to feel like she has to be on top of you like a mother to a child. And then you'll be submitting to her. So when you can handle your business, when you can take care of your household, you don't have to worry about your woman questioning you and acting like your mother, because she won't have to. The natural order is man, woman, child. If you want to go out of order, you're going to have an unbalanced situation at home. So I really suggest that before you marry someone, and you have this idea in your mind that your wife is going to be like a domestic goddess and very submissive to you, if you ask her to work, have kids, take care of them, pay half the bills, you're in for a big surprise, because submission does not exist in that type of relationship. It just doesn't. If it is, it's fake submission. It's not real. And when she gets mad at you and she's going to go off saying, "You know what, I did all that stuff for you and you never appreciated it. I was just trying to be a good woman and da 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 da," and she's going to tell you off because she wasn't naturally submissive. She was acting. She was playing a role that she was taught to play. But sadly, she didn't have the man to, let her play that role in a natural way. If you're acting all the time, if you're saying, "Okay, I'm supposed to be submissive because I'm the woman, but let me go and work this 9-hour job, rush home, get my kids out of daycare, make dinner, da 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 da, and then let me try to be submissive to this man that's doing less than I am." No, it's not going to happen. Okay. So if you want that submissive wife, a lot of men say, "Well, I'm going to go outside the country and find, my wife and da da da." Yeah, they're naturally submissive in other cultures because the men are real men in other cultures. They don't expect their wife to go out and work 9 to 5. Okay. And a lot of companies won't, like overseas and in different parts of the world, won't even hire women for certain jobs. Okay. So their place is in the home. And a woman can go out and work a part-time job. She can work at home. She can work online and bring home her extra money. She doesn't have to go out and be the man of the family unless she's a single mother and she has to. A lot of women won't submit to men because they don't trust them anymore. If you bring back the trust, you'll bring back natural submission and the natural order of relationships, and you won't have so many power struggles. When a woman makes more money than the man or is working just as hard as a man, she's not going to submit to no man or anyone. She's going to feel more empowered than the man does, because she's like, "Okay, well, I'm a woman. I can bear children. I can work. I can bring home the money. I don't have to listen to what he says. I don't have to submit to him. And I'm working all these jobs, and I'm not even being taken care of myself. So what do I need him for?" They're just going to get an attitude, and the attitude is going to get worse, and the daughter is going to learn that, the son's going to learn that, and it's just going to trickle down for generations to come. So if you want your typical man, woman, child household to work properly and in balance, you got to stop looking for a roommate or a friend or someone to go half-seas with, and you need to become the man that you're supposed to be in order to have the type of wife that it's in your mind to have, because you can't have that kind of wife if she's doing what you're doing plus. Okay, it's not going to work. Submission works with trust and someone to look up to, someone that has your back, not someone who's going to say, "Okay, You didn't have that baby. It's been about 3 weeks. You need to get up and go back to work because we can't make it without you. You know, a woman doesn't feel comfortable doing that. A woman doesn't want to stick her newborn baby in daycare because her man is not making it happen for the family. No. I mean, unless you have very low self-esteem and settle for that type of marriage, you know, you don't have to. It's not it's not right for people just to get married because they have no other choice. You know, you should hold out and get what you really deserve in life so you will be able to naturally submit to your husband and to be happy. You know, a lot of men are now having to be submissive to their woman because their woman is bringing home all the money, and they feel, you know, effeminized. They feel less than a man. They've accepted this role, but they really don't want it, you know. And a lot of them will go out and cheat because they want another woman to make them feel like a real man again. And so, you know, while the woman is out working all day and her husband is home, you know, taking care of the kids, cooking and cleaning, he's going to find time to find another woman to say, hey, you know, I like what you got. You know, and that's going to treat him with the submission and the respect that he is naturally seeking. Okay, but he can't get it at home. Okay, so y'all remember that. And women, it doesn't matter if you like the word submission or not. It just means trust. It's another word for trust. And exhale and say, okay, you got this. I don't have to ask you a million questions. Go ahead. I got this. I got the house. You get the job. Okay. I got the kids. I got the house. You get the job. Take care of the money. Pay the car note. Pay the bills. Pay everything. I trust you. I'm submitting to you on this aspect. When we do need to make a decision about what's going on with the family, it is equal. Okay. So y'all need to really learn what submission means. It means trust. Okay. If you have enough trust in your man to let him handle the finances and the business, that's great. You know, if you have enough trust not to having to go out and work and pull half the bills because you know he can do it, great. Okay. It's not doing whatever he tells you to do. It's not like coming to America, hop on one leg and stuff. No. Okay. No. It is 2014, and submission means something totally different now. And if you seek submission from your wife, man, you need to be a man that they can trust 100% on everything. Okay. All right, that's my video. I hope it came out better than the last one. I'm gonna like double check it before I like post it anywhere. Okay, thanks. Peace.